Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, and a very special welcome to our brand new author, Julie Ball. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Miriam. How are you?
I am excited about our conversation today. So, everybody knows Julie and I met, was it last year in person? We met in person at a Jack Canfield event, and it was so good to see you there. You were already in our world working with us, but it was so good to actually see you in person. And most recently, I spent some time in Florida, and Julie took my husband and I on a tour of the Manatee Museum, and it was just so special. We had such a good time there. So I'm excited today to introduce her to you and introduce her brand new book. Julie, show everybody your new book and
Yes.
please share the title.
Yes, it's The Gecko in the Cinnamon Broom, Tucker's first adventure. And yeah, I'm just so thrilled. And he does actually go and visit the manatees at the Manatee Lagoon. So, there's a lot of really fun surprises in here. So I'm so excited that you got to see it firsthand.
Yes. And of course, I thought about that when I read the book. I said,
Yeah.
oh, she put manatees in there. You know, all of a sudden, manatees are a big thing in my household also, because we
Yes.
brought home
Yes.
a manatee stuffy for my grandbaby and a manatee calendar. So she is into manatees.
Yes.
And I'm sure now with this book, she'll be into geckos as well.
I love that. And you actually adopted one of the manatees, Whisker. So we thank you for that. And yeah, it goes to all the research and conservation. So really
Yes.
appreciate those efforts.
Well, it's so nice to see how many interests you have, Julie, and the work that you do to support animals is
Yeah.
beautiful. And now the work that you're doing with this children's book to make a difference in the world, to impact. So I don't want to speak about your book because I want you to share with everybody. Please
Yeah.
share first what inspired you to write this book.
Yeah. So I'm a retired nanny of 35 years and taught preschool and kindergarten. So you can imagine I have had many stories flow through my heart over the years. And so I've always wanted to write a children's book, but of course, time happens and you're working and you just kind of think one day, one day. But I had a real life leopard gecko that I raised back in college, and he was the oldest living captive leopard gecko at the time. I raised him to 14 years old. So when I would go into the classrooms, I would have circle time. I would bring him in, and he brought so much joy to my kids. They would sit on he would sit on their hands, and he would sit on their shoulders and give out a little chirp. He hiccups when he's happy. And geckos hiccup for a lot of reasons, but my little leopard gecko Tucker hiccuped when he was happy. So I just thought, what a sweet little joy finder, what a lovely little joy ambassador that he gave all of those kids. And so fast forward to moving to Florida, and I was decorating for Christmas, and I had a cinnamon broom that is actually, here's an example behind me. It's those wooden little brooms that you get at Michael's. And the next morning, I came out on the porch, and there was a sweet little gecko poking his head out. And so I thought, oh, there, both stories have come together, and that's going to be, my Tucker story is born. And I thought, wow, he's welcoming me to the neighborhood, and had such a sweet little smile. Geckos have that natural smile. Leopard geckos do specifically. And I thought, here he is. So my story was born, and it's been a thrill. So.
Well, I'm glad the story was born and now you've put it into a book. So,
Yes.
Julie, please tell everybody what is the book about and who would you say that it's for?
Yes. So my book is about a very joyful gecko. He has so much joy in his heart that he leaves the comfort of his cinnamon broom to go out and meet new daytime creatures in Florida and to spread his joy. And he, has some obstacles along the way, but the exciting thing is that, he's meeting all of these new creatures that are different from him, but he finds things in common with him, which is really special, and just forges all those really sweet, meaningful connections along his way. And my age group is 4 to 8, but I know that the younger set is going to enjoy it so much. The 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds. There are so many beautiful illustrations in the book.
Yes.
I just know it's going to be really special. my illustrator did an amazing job just putting all those sweet little, we call those Easter eggs for my family and friends. So I think kids will just enjoy it of all ages. But
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So
Well, this is not just a fun book, a nice book to read. It has the beautiful illustrations. I love how you say, I'd never thought about that, becoming a finder and
yeah,
spreading joy everywhere he goes. That's beautiful. I really like how you phrase that. I feel like that is a lot of who you are also. You're always smiling, always
thank you.
joyful, spreading joy. So, writing a book like this, what is it that you hope that parents and kids will take away from it?
Yeah, the well, you nailed it with the joy.
Okay.
I hope that, families and kids, they'll first of all laugh and have a really good time with my book. My mission in life is to continue spreading joy everywhere I go, and the way Tucker did that throughout the book, I know that that will be a bridge, and I hope that parents and kids will see that special unique God-given gift inside them and be encouraged to share it with the world and to spread it and to realize that maybe that person that they meet for the first time, that might be the first smile or that first hello that that person ever saw, and that those connections will then have a beautiful ripple effect of kindness that will
Mm.
just continue on, and then that person will be hopefully inspired to share with the next person. And I just am grateful that you see the joy inside me. That my other Instagram handle is Joy Finder. One of my little kids
Mm.
actually coined the phrase. One of my nanny charges back in the day said, "You're Joy Finder, nanny." And so I'm like, okay, there it is. So my dad was always referred to as a joyful noise, and someone told me recently that I'm his echo, and I just feel like that is who bubbles up inside me, and I'm just so excited to be able to share it with the world. And I hope that kids and parents and grandchildren and grandparents will see that joy and just be able to share it with everyone.
Yes, that's beautiful. And obviously I can see that. That's why I mentioned that. That's what I think about when I see you. So Julie, hold the book up one
Yes.
more time, please. I want to let everybody know who's watching this book, this fun book, The Gecko in the Cinnamon Broom, Tucker's First Adventure is available today on Amazon. So
Yes.
make sure to go there, grab a copy, grab a couple of copies of this book and share it with the children in your life. You're going to have fun with it. You're going to enjoy that cuddle time with them and spread joy with them. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes.
So
And
yeah, go
so
ahead.
please, yes, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's there in soft cover,
Oh,
hardcover version, and also ebook format.
yes. And I was just going to say, Robert Dunn is my illustrator. And I mean, come on, that smile on Tucker's face. I mean, that is just such a welcome. And, don't you want to know about him? Because like you just see his joy, and he's just so welcoming. And that's how he was in real life. And the way that, Robert brought Tucker to life in a way that I didn't even dream possible, and just the on each page just his enthusiasm and springing to life, and really captured Tucker in a way that was just so meaningful and
Mm.
surprised me with so many things. So it we really understood each other, and he had a lot of really sweet sense of humor as well. He's from Scotland, so there was that little bit of a challenge, talking back and forth for the time change. But yeah, he captured every bit of Tucker and just
Mm.
celebration. So we're
Beautiful illustrations.
done.
Yes, Robert Dunn. I love that. Love that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your journey into becoming an author. First of all, how long have you been thinking about writing a book for or being an author for?
Yes, since I was a little girl, I started writing in a tiny 3 by 5 steno notebook when I was 7 years old, 1977, capturing the ice storm that came through Oregon, where I'm born and raised. And I would go around the house and interview everybody. And I had such a love of words, and just capturing it, capturing the moment, and documenting. I have my Little House on the Prairie books back there, and I've just always thought of myself as Laura Ingalls Wilder. And that one day I would have a published book. But I had a really amazing teacher, and my fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Geddes, and she had us do journals, and we would, write an assignment, but she always wrote back, but not just like, good job, you did the assignment, but she really invested in us and had very thoughtful answers back to us. And I just remembered at a very early age that my words mattered, that my voice
Mm.
mattered. And she just instilled in that in me. And I just hope and pray with this book that I can instill that same kind of love of literature, and that children know that their voices matter, that, if they have a story to tell, to get it down on paper, and that they can see that happen one day and write their own
Hmm.
book. So it's just, I'm just very, very grateful for her, for Mrs. Geddes. She's still in my life. She's 70 years old. We just had a wonderful FaceTime call
Wow.
recently, and she's still so supportive and excited about the book. And it's been really, really special reconnecting with her
Yes.
after all these years. So
That is incredible. And it just shows us the impact that a single person can have on somebody else. Like years later, you are remembering your grade four teacher because she had that impact on you. Well, love her. I'm
yeah.
so glad. And let's do that for other people. That's so great. And obviously, you're doing that with your children's book. So,
Thank you.
in you becoming an author, I know that it comes with lessons and with challenges. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that. What would you say was the biggest challenge when writing this book?
Great. Pressing send on that very first manuscript with so many words and thinking, now what? But I had a beautiful, loving editor, Sharon Jennings, and just trusting that someone was going to be on the other side to catch me after pressing send. Because when you're writing, sometimes it's you're not sometimes, it's can be very lonely. You're by yourself. These are the stories that you poured out. It's in your head. It's on your computer. It's on your, in your notebooks. But and then as I like created stories over the years with my nanny kids and with my nieces and nephews, that's a collaborative effort. But then suddenly you're by yourself and you're pressing send, and
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had my work critiqued before. So that was just kind of holding your breath and believing that the person, Sharon Jennings, that knows way more than me, is going to help shape my book into the best, strongest possible story so that I can share it with the world. And
Mm.
she did that. It was, that there's a level of patience that has to go along with that. That was also a challenge for me because I get excited about that next step and I want it to be done. And when you're waiting for an edit to come back and you're looking at it and going, okay, these are great edits, and then I don't know, it's just like kind of overcoming some of those fears of putting my work out there, just really getting
For
that,
sure.
talk about Jack Canfield, that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing that I can accomplish this, and that I just have to stay focused. And so, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Sharon was amazing, helping me
Yes.
to really dial it down, and really create a picture book, a children's book that was going to be vibrant, and that kids would want to turn that page. Isn't that what we want?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Well,
yeah,
I'm glad you shared that because there may be some authors who are watching who are afraid to press
yeah,
send, and it's we have to trust. At some point, we have to trust that we've hired the right people that are going to be there to support us and catch us, like you said.
yes,
Speaking of Jack Canfield, I know
yes.
you're quiet about this, but I'm going to say it.
What my
Oh,
book?
yes,
What's
he
that?
wrote a testimonial for your book.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It was
Uh,
such an honor. I feel so completely grateful and blessed that he took the time to write the testimonial, and that he really enjoyed the book. So I plan on sending him a signed copy so he can give it to his grandson. And it just was really an incredible blessing
mm,
to have Jack endorse my book like that. It was
yes.
thank you. Yes,
Well, I'm proud of you. I'm so
thank
glad
you.
that that happened for you. Oh,
Thank
so
you.
good. So, okay, what about lessons? What would you say was the biggest lesson throughout the publishing process?
Yeah, so it would be believing that one, that again, like kind of what I talked about before, just believing that I can, accomplish it. Talk a little phrase from your books, but that that the community that you've created for us, and realizing that this is something that we're all going through, and that we could all support each other through, and that during the rough patches or the hiccups, like Tucker would have, that there was going to be an answer on the other side. Um,
Hmm.
just taking that next incremental step, and that would build momentum, and that I would, it would build my confidence, and then I would be ready to take that next step. And I just feel like with your publishing company, that each of those steps was like a beautiful ingredient to a recipe, and that by
Mm.
the end, yeah, by the end of the process, we would have this wonderful product to share with the world. And I I was able to accomplish that because it was so succinctly put together, where you knew not to jump ahead, even though I wanted to. You knew to just relax and know that with the author coaches and things like that, that you were right where you were supposed to be, that
Mm.
what was meant for you won't miss you and won't pass you by, and that it's going to be okay, and then just build on that next step. So
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And what is the best part for you, Julie? Now that you are a published author, you get to go hold your book in your hands. What's the best part of
Yeah,
accomplishing
I
this dream
know.
for you?
Holding this book, remembering my sweet younger self with my little journal, and just feeling so proud that my book is done. This is launch day, and I feel like this is a legacy now, that this will always be here. I'm so blessed and proud, and by God's grace, completed this project. And my nieces and nephews and all the kids that I've taught, I'm excited that this is a legacy and a tribute to them, and just, for them to just keep following their dreams. And I'm just excited that with this book, this is going to give me the opportunity to continue spreading joy and going into
Mm.
classrooms. And, there are really sweet opportunities in the book. At the end of the book, there's an education page that engages the kids and allows them to go to my website and chime in on a next story for Tucker. And it's,
Oh, good.
yeah, it's building on my sequel. And it's something that I feel like will be a way for kids to feel connected to Tucker's story and invested in the story, and that maybe create their own stories with it. So
Mm.
I'm just excited to get the joy out there, and just Tucker's going to be a way that I can do that.
Well, I love that. I love that you also dropped in a hint that there may
You
be other stories there,
do?
other adventures for Tucker. That's great.
Yes,
Okay, so now you're a published author, Julie.
yes.
What advice do you have for an aspiring author who may be watching this interview?
Yeah, just do it. Just believe in themselves, and to if they have a story inside their heart that has been burning and wanting to get out there, that they have an obligation to their self, they have an obligation to the world to get that out there. That their voice matters, and that just to take that leap of faith, and to trust that by going for it and getting their book out there, that they can do it. They can do it.
Yeah,
I just, and
I
it, yeah, it just really,
yeah, I really like how you've said that a couple of times that our voice matters. And I think putting out a children's book, that's a way to share that voice. That's a way to share your message. So thank you for sharing that.
thank you.
So, yeah, please hold your book up one more
Yes.
time. I want to make sure everybody goes to Amazon today and grab a copy of this fun book, The Gecko in the Cinnamon Broom, Tucker's first adventure. So go there, grab a copy of the book. And besides going there,
Yes.
Julie, where else can our viewers find you?
Yes, they can go to my website at julieBallAuthor.com, and then both on Instagram and FaceTime, Instagram and Facebook. You can FaceTime me too. On Instagram and Facebook is Julie Ball Author, and I know some people are also following me on Instagram at Joyfinder WPB on
Okay.
Instagram. So there's several ways to reach me, and fun interactive things to do on my website. There's coloring pages and different things for the kids to interact with and learn about the real life animals that Tucker meets along the way. Because as
Mm.
you know, strangers are just friends we haven't met yet, and Tucker meets a lot of them along the way. And so on my website, I have links that they can learn about the real life animals in Florida. So
Oh, I like that.
yeah,
I
and the
like that.
conservation efforts and things like that. So it's a way for them to get involved as well. So
Okay. Well, I'm hooked on manatees after going on the
so glad.
manatee tour. Like they're fascinating. So, friends, make sure to go to Julie's website and
Yeah.
learn about the conservation of all of these beautiful animals. Wow. Okay, Julie, I would talk to you all day long, but we do need to start wrapping it up.
Yes.
So let me ask you one final question. I always like to ask this. Is there anything else you want to share? Or is
Hmm.
there anything you wish I would have asked you?
Well, actually, my mom created this. She felted this beautiful little tucker for me for launch day. My sweet little
Cute.
oh yes. So I wanted to give a shout out to her. She is an amazing mom. I love her so much, and she is such a supporter. Has been supporting my dreams my whole life, and is so lovely to have created this sweet little gecko for me to enjoy. So Tucker had to be here on launch day. So this would be kind of how he used to sit on my shoulder back in the day, and he would hiccup in my ear. So he's
That's great.
yes. And then just thanking you and your team. I mean, you have such a dream
Mm.
team, Miriam Publishing, Miriam Laundry Publishing. I had so many people in my corner that blessed me on the daily, whether it was emails, my coach call with Liz, all of the ambassadors that you have. I have Allison and Jillian, of course, Sharon Jennings, my book designer Tammy, who did her magic with my book. And Samantha and our group calls, and just all my beautiful Group 19 family, who I just adore and support with all of their book launches. I'm so grateful to be a part of this family because that's really truly what you've created here, Miriam, is
Mm.
a beautiful family and all of us authors being able to celebrate each other and moving forward with our second and third books and just keeping that momentum going. um, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank my husband Jason for all of his love and support. I love him with all of my heart. He has been my biggest cheerleader and all things. He's my true north and tech support and proofreader, and just has been celebrating me at every turn. And for those of you that saw, like he surprised me with a T-shirt with Tucker on it. I was going to have it hanging, but I didn't today. But that's okay. But anyway, he's amazing, and I just am so grateful and blessed for this whole process. I can't believe a year has gone by, and
It goes by fast.
here we are. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, this has been a real blessing. So thank you for everything.
Oh, my goodness, Julie, you're so welcome. Thank you for saying all those kind things about our team. I feel blessed with the team that we have. So it's been our pleasure to help you bring this book to life. We look forward to doing more work with you. Friends,
Thank
this is a fun book. Go grab a copy of this book. Let's celebrate Julie on her book launch day and definitely go follow her.
you.
Yes. All
Thank
right.
you
Well,
so much.
thank you. Thanks, Julie. Thank you,
All right.
everybody. We'll see you soon.
Thanks. Bye.